right, taking a quick stop tonight for everybody tuning in on Twitch. Thanks for checking in a little bit early. Apologies for the bit of a delay taking place at this time. Want to make sure that everything is where it needs to be audio-wise at this point, and I think for right now, okay, good. We are live. Everything is looking good. So far, so good on Facebook, so we are ready to begin for this evening. This is the Monday, November 6th edition of Weather Overtime. It is just past quarter till 10 Eastern Time, and we are good to go for tonight. So if you're just tuning in, just at the beginning of everything, looking very good. We post these repeat performances to our website, wdef.com, if you'd like to check in there or watch this whenever you want to. Also on my YouTube channel as well, so you can stay tuned for more information on there as well. Have to thank News 12 viewer Brian Baggett for a beautiful view, very patriotic view, looking back toward the area around Ringgold City Hall. We're coming up on Veterans Day this weekend, so a nice view there. The Ringgold City Hall. Thank you very much, Mr. Brian, for our West Shore home weather window picture of the day. Got pictures, and we could use some of them because we are running a little bit low toward the end of the year. So if you have pictures, please send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com, or again, drop them to our social media pages, make it into the comments section for more information there. No good news here where it comes to the almanac page. We are still behind for the month by nearly an inch. We have not gotten anything in the way of rainfall since well into October, and even then we wound up with about a quarter of an inch just over that, and that was about all. So we're behind for the month by about 8/10 of an inch. We are behind for the year now by over 7.5 inches, and by the end of the week, if we have not gotten any rainfall, we will have gotten about as close to 8 inches as we possibly could for the lack of rain out there. High temperature today, well above normal, which is 66 degrees, and our record high was not set until 2015, so we came within 2 of a record high temperature briefly, but still very much on the warm side out across the area. Winds not bad, a little breezy. Any winds are going to aggravate the fire situation. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. Heading out to catch a fish, no problem at all. Plenty of sunshine, an average day for catching a fish. Winds out of the south at about 5 miles per hour. Likewise, on the golf course, you may want to take an extra water bottle. You're not going to need the jacket as we get into tomorrow. Sunny conditions, very warm, and temperatures going back into the lower 80s across much of the area again tomorrow, so decently above normal on the temperatures out there. For tonight, beautiful conditions, very quiet down toward Coolidge Park on the Speedy's Total Car Care camera, looking across the Tennessee River from the North Shore District. Downtown Chattanooga, this is where we are easily able to see the wildfire smoke, usually at the peak of the day when the sun is out heating the atmosphere. The atmosphere becomes more turbulent and spreads the normal pollution out that we get from driving our cars, our buses, our trucks out there, anything powered by fossil fuels. Then during the evening, we start to see our pollutant levels kind of settle down. So right about sunset, you look right around the horizon, you see sort of a brown strip out there. That's the pollutants that we are breathing in from all of that settling down toward the surface. Not good for people with asthma or any other lung injuries out there. Now the view, again, you can see the Lookout Mountain lights pretty well, but it's very, very hazy downtown at this time, seeing all that haze sticking around on the Bailey's Heating and Air camera. Likewise, we're getting a decent amount of haze, clear skies for the most part, but definitely kind of a smoky view from Island Cove Marina and Resorts. Back to downtown for a second on the Patriot Concrete camera, looking basically north from the News 12 studios toward downtown Chattanooga, and that haze very visible in the lights. So we're going to continue to see that through the rest of the evening out there. We're going to continue to see more haze and more wildfire smoke. Number of wildfires is increasing, and that's not helping our air quality out. Much hazier, a lot of sky shine going on here. Traffic at 153 and 64 from Plainview Outdoor Advertising. That one all again very much on the fuzzy looking side here. All these cameras available on our EPB fiber optics WeatherCam network if you'd like to try some more cameras there. And Chattanooga Red Wolf Stadium from the Tomahawk crane and rigging camera. Also again in the street lights you can see that haze, and barely able to see the lights out on Signal Mountain off in the distance. So our haze will continue for tonight and for the foreseeable future. Temperatures got cool really quickly without those clouds around to trap the heat of the day down toward the surface. We are looking again at some very cool numbers out there, and we'll continue again to see the potential for some very quick drop-offs. It's going to be very warm through the day, but at nighttime, without any clouds to keep the heat of the day in, it is going to go downhill very much on the quick side. So something to think about. Pack that jacket along basically is what I'm trying to say here for all of that. Air quality, again, looking at that smoke drifting through there, we have had a pretty high day. The forecast for today from the Air Quality Index at airnow.gov and from the Air Pollution Control Board of Chattanooga and Hamilton County was forecast to be at a high 97. That's just below 100, which is the limit for unhealthy for sensitive groups. We came close to that. Right now, in just the last hour, we're down to the mid-60 range, and that's still a yellow moderate category. Tomorrow, we're forecast to be in pretty much, excuse me, all of the same of what we were today. And when we take a look at the situation where the wildfires are concerned, this is a very troublesome map because a couple of days ago, even with just a little bit more moisture, we were able to see a little bit more in the way of some help from the humidity. Even a little bit of humidity helps the plants become a little bit more fire resistant. Now, a lot more fires being doused by the rain and the snow over the Cascades, the Sierras, and into the Intermountain West. That's great news for them as that atmospheric river continues to plow on through. What we also have is, again, hundreds of new fires in the last 48 hours. A lot of them, on Sunday alone, 53 new fires were reported across Georgia, and a lot of this would be the red ones, again, showing roughly the last 0 to 18 hours. The yellow to orange ones are showing 18 hours plus into the past, so 24 hours plus is bright yellow, and this is a very worrisome trend to be able to see a lot of this going on. Officials are recommending that you do not burn, even if you have the burn permits to do so. Might be a good time to wait. Again, you don't want to run the risk of your fire, of which you may have a permit, great, but again, an ember, a piece of hot ash going the wrong direction, catching at the wrong time, your fire could start off a major wildfire that could become a threat to life and property somewhere else. So maybe postponing that would not be the worst of ideas. High pressure off of the East Coast and down toward the Gulf Coast, keeping things very stagnant over parts of North Carolina, where the Environmental Control Board here and the National Weather Service issuing an air quality alert, code red, for areas of western and southwestern North Carolina. That includes Cherokee County in the News 12 viewing area in extreme western North Carolina. So that is something, again, to consider. What's happening is in the valleys, the high pressure is allowing things to be very stable, but that's allowing the valleys to, that topographic relief, showing again those mountains, the high peaks, and then down into the valleys. The valleys are collecting a lot of that smoke, and so that's why this has been primarily issued, because of the fact that the air quality is, again, very much on the poor side. So if you'd like to know more about this, we posted links and information to our social media pages, so please take a look at that. Whether or not this spreads to other states tomorrow or we get any more fire danger warnings, anything like that, it's still a little iffy at this time. We'll wait for the National Weather Services that cover our area to let us know. So far, and this is in effect only until midnight tonight, so if you're watching this past midnight on Tuesday, this may be extended, but for right now, it doesn't show any signs of that for the time being, so that's some good news at this point in time. So it goes right up to about midnight Eastern time. So we'll see again if the National Weather Service issues anything else on this. If they do, it could involve a lot of other places depending on how the forecast pans out. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. U.S. drought monitor showing again a lot of concern. The update on this is every Thursday. The cutoff date for data is about Tuesday. So by Thursday, we'll see again an important update from the drought monitor of the United States. You can get this through NOAA and University of North Carolina for more. But we are in an extreme drought situation here. Exceptional drought, the worst of the worst over parts of Mississippi and Louisiana. So anything in the way of dry fields, dry forests, anything like that, a stray spark is going to catch and take off. If there's any wind whatsoever, that's a very bad situation. So we'll see what updates on this coming up within the course of the next couple of days. Again, the next update will be on Thursday. We do have tons of moisture right where it is needed, heading into around northwestern parts of the United States and southwestern Canada. That is very good news at this time because of the fact that all this moisture coming in from over portions of eastern Asia is sweeping all the way across the country with a very fast jet stream, and this is going to help hopefully tamp down some of the fire danger from Northern California and Nevada all the way back up into around the northwestern part of the United States. Will again, hopefully that changes a little bit. Now, this is going to have a bit of an impact on us. It's developing and transporting through the upper Midwest a ton of these cold fronts and these systems that are making their way through. They're going very quickly from west to east, and that is that zonal flow we've talked about before. The jet stream pushing these systems right across the map all the way from west to east, but they're not having time because that jet stream is so fast across the country. It's not allowing these systems to really drop any cold fronts our direction. Now, with high pressure coming in from the areas up around Alaska and the Bering Strait, that'll be giving us some cooler air, but what it's going to have the effect of doing is acting kind of like a cue ball and hitting these systems and causing them to work a little bit farther down our direction. High pressure and control now, that'll weaken and allow those systems to make their way on through. Once they do, we'll start to see the potential of some more rainfall coming up within the course of the next couple of days. Not immediately, more like toward the end of the week more than anything else. We do have the potential of some rainfall sooner rather than later, but bear with me on this. Lower 50s for early Tuesday morning, pushing 80 degrees, upper 70s to around lower 80s by early tomorrow afternoon, about the time the kids are heading home from school. Lower 50s again for Wednesday morning, mid to upper 70s, close to 80 degrees again for Wednesday afternoon. And then for early Thursday morning, temperatures only in the upper 50s with more clouds. That'll hold some of the heat in down toward the surface. And then we get into the end of Thursday, we'll be in the upper 70s, but we also see toward about mid-evening, nothing going on at the peak heating time of the day, mid to upper 70s, some clouds out there. But look at what happens as we get closer to the end of the day. Again, down toward the surface, it is still very dry. So a lot of this moisture is going to have to override that dry air, allowing the rain to not evaporate on the way down. When that happens, we'll be looking at those chances of rainfall finally getting down to the surface and maybe helping us out as we go toward Thursday into Friday and quite possibly the weekend itself. And there's also hope of some other changes coming on through. Again, this first system coming through the area taps into the Gulf and the Pacific, so we'll have some moisture coming our way, but it's coming from a long distance away. If this is coming in from some of the Pacific, that's a long distance to go, and we're going to lose a lot of that coming in over the mountains of Mexico. So hopefully more gets drawn off of the Gulf. Then we see another potential of rain coming up as we go into Sunday. So outdoor activities for the weekend, Saturday into Sunday looks okay, but some more showers could interfere with Veterans Day activities. And then middle part of the month, about 2 weeks from now, give or take about 10 days, somewhere in there, another round of potential rainfall coming on through. Again, we're talking about Thursday next. That also is where we start to see more potential of rainfall Not much. Again, we're not talking about a deluge here, but at least we're getting something out of it. Now, whether or not this changes in the next several days, we'll keep our eyes on that. We'll also show the potential some very warm days for the first couple of days. Then that high pressure knocks that system out of the northwest, drops us down into some much cooler air as we go toward Veterans Day. Not an Arctic blast like what we saw in the last week at this time around Halloween, but there is going to be some cooler numbers coming on through the area, so we will be looking for that potential out there. Most of what we're going to be seeing is, again, very much on the dry side early on, and then we get into toward about the end of the week, the weekend itself, the holiday for Veterans Day coming up. Temperatures back in the lower 60s for highs, upper 40s for lows, and then much chillier weather as we get into the midpoint of November. So we will get that much at least cooled off, and these will be just below normal for this time of the year. Right now, normal is right about here, about the mid-60s, give or take, so we'll be dropping down on that one later. But chances of rain start Thursday evening past about sunset, go through Friday. We'll continue again on Saturday, and maybe some leftover showers toward about Sunday, depending on timing of all of this. Could these systems slow down and we'll have to kind of pan them out a little bit to the future? Yes. Could they speed up and get here sooner? Yes. But again, for right now, the conventional weather model wisdom is showing this is a good arrival time for Thursday and continuing on in through about Sunday. So there will be potential problems for outdoor dedication, remembrance ceremonies, parades, things like that for Veterans Day. If you are a veteran, thank you very much for wearing the uniform of our country. Enjoy your day dedicated to you there. But cool, and could be some drizzle. I really hate for something like that to happen on a day where, again, out marching for the pride of our country to those who put their lives on the line and wear the uniform of our country. I hate to see any rain interfere with that, but we so desperately need that right now. It's not even funny, so we'll take the chances of rain. Also, Friday Night Football might be in for a little bit of a problem, so you might want to plan to pack some rain gear away in the semi-near future. So stay tuned again for more on that. Have to mention the tropics because this was a kind of a unique situation that we have not seen for quite some time. In the last several weeks, we have had at least one storm system out there, and we have had, again, a decent amount of that going on. So we have continued to see, again, the potential for at least some activity happening. But for right now, most of what we're looking at for the time being is going to be hopefully draining down a little bit. This is where it gets interesting. From Philippe Papin, I hope I'm saying that correctly, a hurricane specialist at the National Weather Service National Hurricane Center, posts some really great stuff about the hurricane season. And he says on his Twitter page, this is from about 12 hours ago as of this recording, Philippe Papin, hope I'm saying that correctly again, believe it or not, today, November 6th, is the first day since June 12th that the North Atlantic and the Eastern Pacific have been free of any tropical cyclone activity, existing tropical cyclones plus Genesis areas and in the tropical weather outlook. So this is as quiet as it has been in nearly 5 months, just shy of 5 months that we have seen this quiet a condition out there. And this has been a nasty season, what with Otis hitting around Acapulco and several other systems plowing into Central America, dropping some heavier amounts of rainfall going on, including that one storm, I believe Marie or something like that, into the desert southwest around the area of Baja. So unique to be able to see that for right now. We have, as of this date, about 25 days left in hurricane season, so we're coming down to the end of it. We'll be waiting to see what goes on and a wrap up from the National Hurricane Center, but kind of neat to be able to see that there's absolutely nothing happening at this time. So some very good news where that is concerned, and hopefully that remains that way into around tomorrow. We'll continue to see a fairly cool morning. The greater Chattanooga orthodontics bus stop forecast, lower 50s in the morning, By the time school gets out in the afternoon, we'll be back in the lower 80s with plenty of sunshine. Remember that school bus stop sign is an actual traffic stop sign, so everybody stops in the directions that the bus is located at, and you, again, watch out for the kids as we go through the next couple of weeks, getting up close to Thanksgiving in about a couple of weeks or two, so we're almost there. We're really seeing, again, the dry conditions out there. The worst conditions we've got right now is going to be the wildfire situation. You may have noticed that we got an Amber Alert type situation on our phones today, alerting us about the dry conditions and about how dangerous it is to be doing anything with fire or flame outside. If you'd like to know more about how to get those alerts scheduled through your National Weather Service radio and how to program in what alerts you would like to be alerted for and the counties that they will be alerted for as well, we can help you program that. Go to wdef.com/weather for more information about how you can program your National Weather Service NOAA weather radio. We'd like to make certain that everybody is safe out there, so definitely want to make certain that you are paying attention for all of that, and this is a great tool to have in that particular situation. So get that programmed. We can help you, and go to wdef.com/more. Teachers, administrators, if you'd like to have our weather experts in your classroom, please give us a buzz. Go to our website for the Food City Weather in the Classroom program for more details about filling out the request form, and we'll get back to you on that as soon as we possibly can. So thanks to the teachers and everybody else who has reached out in the course of the last several days and weeks on that. If you've never heard of it before, this is November. It is National Novel Writing Month, or nicknamed NaNoWriMo. And if you're participating in this, it's a challenge to write and write and write some more. Just get the words out on the paper. Instead of being stuck upstairs, you get them out on there, and once the month is over with, then you can start editing what could become your own novel. It's a good way to kickstart that, but you're kind of behind 6 days in, and again, you should be writing as a catchphrase. So as of right now, about a fifth of the way through the month, you should have about 10,000 words on the paper already, or on the computer screen, either way. So if you'd like to participate tomorrow and get to writing, and you have a good streak going of creativity, go for it. I've done this before. It's a really neat thing to do. You get a certificate at the end of it that shows you participated and that you did, in fact, write 50,000 words. There's a verification process to go through. Tomorrow's looking excellent, so again, good opportunity to get out and write someplace. Chattanooga Public Library has got some very nice little nooks and crannies for doing some work and whatnot. So again, it's called NaNoWriMo. Give it a try, and again, get that word out of the paper, get to writing something that might turn into a novel at some point. You never know. Harrison Bay Star Party for Barnard Astronomical Society will be coming up this Saturday, Veterans Day. That'll be from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've now gone back to again, the standard time zone after the time change this weekend. And again, that's weather permitting, and right now that's a bit iffy, so keep up to date with them on their social media channels and on Facebook and at their website, and they'll issue information there about whether or not they're going to be doing the Star Party. Looking through telescopes, asking the members what a good telescope gift would be for the holidays, something to think about there. So go ahead and drop by for that. We would love to tell you about the new Star Party from the Clarence T. Jones Observatory at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. Unfortunately, they had a fire at their observatory facility. Wasn't too terrible from what I understand, but it was enough that there had to be an investigation, and cleanup and getting the smoky smell out was imperative. So this past weekend's November 5th Star Party was canceled because of that, and as of right now on social media, they have not issued anything else as to any new Star Parties coming up in the next couple of weeks. When that happens, we'll bring it to you here on Weather Overtime to let you know a little bit more about what may be going on there. That should do it for tonight. I think that pretty much covers everything. Again, for tonight, things are decently quiet. Please use caution with anything involving fire or flames. The cigarette butts, keep them in the car ashtray. Anything involving a welding torch, backyard barbecue pit, Campfires, if you are going camping and want to build a campfire, some counties around the area, like Dade County in Georgia, are starting to issue countywide bans. So it is time to check well ahead of time to see if you can do a campfire. So again, please keep that in mind, and let's use a lot of caution. Let's be careful out there, and let's pay attention to what's going on. That should do it again. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. You've been watching Weather Overtime for Monday, the 6th of November. It's been a very nice day today. Hopefully another nice one coming up tomorrow. Chip Chapman will have your forecast bright and early tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for more there. And, of course, we'll have more details on the forecast online and the repeat of Weather Overtime at WDEF.com/weather. Thanks for joining us on Monday, November 6th, and stay tuned for more with News 12 on air and online.